hard to talk to adults sometimes, even their own, but when you play music like I do, and you've been from the streets, and you talk to them about what they're going through before they tell you, they tend to give you a little bit of a trust and a chance, you know. And so I like that part. That's what Save the Children is all about. And plus, there was that organization called Save the Children back then, you know, to adopt kids, which I did for a little while too, which I realized that I stopped doing it because I didn't really know where the money was going. I didn't really know. But the whole hook, Save the Children, you know.
The hook is
today, you know,
great.
children, kids.
You know, it's definitely a good thing.
I love the kids.
You've stated some other things, but I want to ask you, and maybe we'll just run something. What is your favorite song? Let's give a little bit to them.
Yeah, my favorite song is "Please Please Me" by the Beatles.
And how does that go?
Ding, ding. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on,
Come on. Yeah.
Please, please
me, oh yeah, I got please you.
I'm not a very good singer. I'm a songwriter here, okay?
I was just, he's a background
But I
singer. I
recorded
just took
that.
the lead on that. Hey, but that is your favorite song?
It's a great song.
It's
It
a great
makes
song.
me
It gives you,
happy.
it makes you happy. So
Yes.
you really like that too.
Love this song.
Love this song.
And it's the best song in the whole world to me. That's all I know. I heard it when I was a kid and loved it then. It just lights up, you know. Last night
You know,
I said
you
these
talk about the
words.
Beatles when you talk about the
Yes.
Beatles, because I've been in private conversations with you for many years and things. When you talk about the Beatles, what does the Beatles do to you? I know you just said it, but what is it? What is John, Paul, John, and Ringo? What makes them so special?
I've never seen not one of the Beatles ever live. Okay. And I didn't really have the desire to do that either, to be honest with you. You know, I mean, I'd love to go see McCartney for sure.
Of course.
I'm sure I'd love to go see Ringo probably, but I wouldn't pay for the price. With all respect to y'all, but yeah, the sound of them together, it's angelic. You know, the sound of the Beatles harmonies, even like Because the acapella.
Oh, yeah.
You listen to something like that. Imagine, you know, every song. In the early days, all they want to do is love somebody. You know, being frantic and being chased by all kinds of girls and stuff. That's the part I really wanted for sure. You know, and I'm just saying as you know, it's a true thing back then. You know, but as you get into music and you see what it really does, it helps people. It helps kids. It keeps kids out of trouble. You know, it makes people feel good when they're not feeling good. It makes people realize that somebody else is thinking what they're thinking and knowing what they're going through. You know, and if you can, you know, write a song for somebody's feelings, but they really like Lisa, that song Lisa.
Oh, yeah, great.
Mark had a song called Lisa, and it was very catchy. I mean, I was so scared it was catchy because I wasn't the singer, and we played it. And your brother, Mark the Man Korea, my man, yeah, he played it, and he actually sang backgrounds on it too.
Right.
I didn't even know he could sing. I didn't know he could play piano either.
Yeah, great piano
That was
player.
great. The song came out great, and a guy named Ken Jensen, who is a road manager for Sammy Hagar right now. Last year he asked me to record it. I should put it on this record because he liked it too. So
You should.
I decided to do that again, and it came out pretty good. So
Talking about that, what is next on the horizon for you?
next on the horizon.
I know you were talking about. Let's talk about your CD. In my head. I like that. What is that? Where does the title come from, and why is that title in my head?
Because it's just things I wanted to say. You know, that's the thing when you want to say something as a songwriter. You know, you can say anything you want to say. You know, in the song, no matter what the rules are or whatever. But in my head, just all the songs are what's in my head. You know, I'm not trying to say, look at me, look at me, look at me. But these are all the songs that popped out. You know, like a song called Tonight. It's about the girl up front. You know, every time you play a show, there's usually one crazy girl up front doing anything, and so that's about her.
This is
I
true.
Want to Feel You. You know, one of my favorite songs that I've ever written. I usually don't really care to listen to my own songs. And I'm saying that for real because when you record them, you don't even know what they sound like anymore.
Right.
You know, you hear them so many times. But I Want to Feel You came out really good, and I wrote about a girl thanking her for just hanging around me and my friend Rachel, who's in a band called Rebel Pebbles, who's in L.A., who I just got back to see. We'd be writing together, and this girl named Lindsay met her, would just sit there and say, "You guys are so good. You guys are so great. You're so smart." You know, and so I just wanted to thank her. That's it. And that's how the song came out. And you know, all the songs are true. You know, Bad Girl, about a girl in jail that I wrote a letter to saying, "You gotta stay out of trouble. You know, we got some life to live." But it came out pretty good. You know, and so I've been lucking out. And why do I think they're pretty good? Because people like them.
There it is.
You know, I can't sit here and say that every song is good, but I can say that every song somebody likes for sure, including people's mothers. You know, now, I mean, I wrote a song called Mother, and I wrote, and all the mothers came out of nowhere, and it came out pretty good.
You know, you're talking about that, and then you mentioned another band right here, the
Rebel Pebbles.
Yeah, what is that? I seen a portion of some of their The video, and that was in L.A. that you did that? And you shot that.
The lead singer, his name's Rachel Murray, and she is my first student. Now, I was in a band called the FBI a long time ago, and a drummer named Dave Goff asked me to meet her. When I met her, she was great. She got greater. She got signed with IRS Records. She made 40 grand off her first song, you know, my student, you know, and she was gone for 3 years. You know, and I was wondering what happened to her. Well, she's doing the thing, you know, whatever. Anyway, they got kind of dropped, but she ended up marrying the record A&R guy. And then she sent somebody to my place in Fremont from CBS Records. And I didn't believe a word he said, of course, but then we landed up, he was for real, and that's when Timothy English and the Mods went to LA, because I said,
let's go.
How can I know if you're for real? Now, who the heck was I to say that?
Right.
You know, I'm nobody, but I still said it. Why? Because I was scared. Okay? I was scared.
Let's talk about the Mods. Legendary band. Had a long history of a lot of things. You guys just played about a couple years ago. I seen you guys in Kennedy. Did a great show. Tell me about the Mods. Is the Mods still around, or are they just kind of all hanging on a limb? Or
they're all over the place, but I don't know what they're doing. I've tried to get them back together, but you know they have their own thing going. Probably I can't even say why, because I really don't know. But Nick, my brother's still around. He's playing with a band called Del Amor, and I played with him last Sunday at a bar called the Turf Club, I believe, in Hayward. And it was really fun. We got the videos of it. I'll be putting it on when I get back. I haven't had time because I was trying to prepare for this because I'm nervous.
You don't have to be nervous. You know, the first time I seen the Mods and we opened up for them, was in Fremont. We were playing over by Nile Station, and we played in this old brick building. And I'll never forget the stage, because when I walked in, it had a ramp. It had a ramp that was leading out, and the stage was all in red.
Was that the Brick House?
Yes, and it was just like, what the hell? It was just on fire. It felt like it was on fire. So
another coincidence.
Yeah.
Because it burned down. But not only that, the Turf Club that I was at last week, that was the old Brick House. Yeah, we went in there and that was that, but they did get burned down.
You've played with a lot of different people, and I know that you have an array of things that I love the title of your new CD.
Thank you.
In my head. It reminds me because it reminds me of the book that Steven Tyler just wrote, The Noise in My Head. You know, it seems like musicians or creative people have some kind of noise that goes in their head that if you're not an artist, you don't have that noise. You know, you just really don't have that noise. You have that noise, and you became a very complete artist. Right, as of now.
Thank you.
And it's still moving on. Are you going to be performing your CD eventually with a band of
I would imagine so, but I'm not planning that, because, you know, if you do write original songs and they take off, sooner or later you're going to have to play them. So I have a band together, Marty Schuhart on the drums, either Bob Coons on guitar, or Dion Gomez, or Steve Gunderson, if I can get him to
yeah,
play.
Stevie, we're looking for you, you know.
Yeah, and Nick Gutierrez, my brother, too.
Nick would come back on, too.
Nick will play. He's already said he'd sign.
Good. That's a great, and that's another thing. His brother, Nick Gutierrez, is a great rhythm lead guitar player, and also a very exuberant individual on stage. So you're not. So right now you're just promoting your CD. Where can we get it? How much does it cost? Or we don't probably really don't need to know how much it costs. But how can you get it? And tell us how you can get it.
Since we don't need to know, it's $7.99, and you can get it on Facebook at T Rectus Productions. I put made a little chart for it, but Facebook T Rectus Productions, or Facebook Tony Gutierrez, and all the ordering information is right there. It's really simple, and it's going pretty good. I haven't really tried to promote it yet. I just want to see how many I could sell just by existing, you know, because I'm not really trying to be a big star or anything like that. I'm just doing what I'm told to do. I got this gift and it works, and it just won't stop. I couldn't quit if I tried. I'm being honest with you, you know.
When Tony went, how many title tracks are on?
There's 9 songs on the CD. Yes, but I'm already working on the second one. It's all love songs too, because you know there's a lot of people that like the love songs too.
Oh,
believe it. You know, as a songwriter, like we were talking about, you write songs when you're in a band, you know, at the style of the band.
Right.
But when you're just a songwriter, anything that comes out, it doesn't matter what style. It just matters what comes out, and what have you got to lose by trying what comes to your head? You know, because there is a lot of things in the head. They just keep going, and when they stick to my head so long, like one did for 7 years, I know it's going to be a song, but just when though, too many parts. I got parts all over the place. It's cassettes, parts of songs. Sometimes I just sit there and listen to all the parts until they can come together,
Yeah, it sounded like a thing. I once had a conversation and was in a conversation with other musicians, and we were talking about Paul McCartney and about how Yesterday actually came about. It was he was thinking it was scrambled eggs, and all of a sudden he came up with Yesterday, and that's it's iconic. It's the same thing what you were saying just earlier. You had that song 7 years till you actually laid the floor mat down and actually did that.
Strange.
It is a strange, but I think it's a gift. It's a gift. You have that gift. When Tony, and I'm speaking from personal and also watching you on stage, Tony, when you're on stage, you've got to be one of the most flamboyant players and energetic players there is. When you're playing, you just have this exuberance. You could actually hear you just whooping it up over in your area. Tell me about that. It's almost primal, but it's such a great feeling up there.
Well,
tell me what it's
when
like.
you're playing bass, it's simple. You just go with the drummer. Then you got 2 times the energy. If I play with the drummer plays, then every time he makes a hit, the notes go with it. Then you can hear notes coming out of his drums. And that makes me look good, makes him look good. And when we're both looking good, we look at each other and we try to hold that smile in because we know we want to smile, because we have what I call the fit.
Yes.
The fit to me means when 2 people get together and they play something different, then it just fits. You feel it. You look at the person next to you, but you try to hold it in because the stupidest smile comes out. You're trying to hold it, you're trying to be tough. I got to turn around sometimes because it's too funny.
Because you're laughing. Because this guy really has a great laugh.
Yeah, but it's fun to get up there and be a team. Our job is the rhythm section. They call it lead guitar player and lead vocals for a reason. Because they're the leads. We're in the back. We're supposed to make the stars shine as bright as they can. You don't need to turn around when we're playing. No, because me and the drummer, every band I'm in, we practice on our own, without the band.
Yes, you do.
Because we want to know each other tight,
very tight.
like Neil Peart.
Neil
Geddy Lee, your brother's favorite drummer, I believe.
Oh, most definitely, Mark's definitely. You know what's really amazing? I'm so. It's really fun to have you on our show, Tony. From my standpoint of view, his mother's out in the audience today.
Hi, Mama.
He
Oops, hi, Mom.
should be a millionaire. This guy is one of the most talented individuals in the Bay Area, if not the United States. He's a songwriter. He's kind. So I'm going to ask you one last question. Was there ever a time in your life that you felt like giving up music?
Yeah, that one time. After when Rachel from the Rebel Pebbles sent executives over from CBS, we went down there and made a record with Timothy English and the Mods, and it was going really good for 8 months. And we thought we had a $75,000 deal. In fact, it was on the paper and everything. But then we just got dropped. And then no one said why. So I was doing drugs and all that stuff. I quit for 3 years, and I sold all my equipment. And I kept one bass, the bass I still have now, the Limbic Spoiler. It just never lets me down. But yeah, I quit. But then when I found out that, it wasn't my fault, I was just wondering, what did I do wrong? I thought I was doing everything right. I mean, even after gigs, I wouldn't even celebrate. They'd come out in the van and go, come on, let's go party. I go, no, close the door. Why? You never have any fun. I go, I got to write new stuff, man. Right now? I go, yes, right now. I feel it right now. I'm not going to close the door, because that's the way it has to be done. Somebody's got to, you're only as good as your last record, BTO, So, but yeah, I'm never going to quit now. I've tried to quit. But it just don't. The songs keep coming in my head. There's no way out, I'm glad. I'm glad now.
I am glad you're back on it.
Yeah.
I am glad
Thank
that you
you.
have a new CD. It's called In My Head, which you could actually see why he is the creative talent that he is. So, without further ado, I'd like to ask Tony, which is customary. First of all, I'd like to thank his mother for coming here tonight. Thank you so much with your grace and your presence. What's really nice about this whole thing is what we do, Tony, at the end of our shows. We say, good night, and we give our lady friends and our fans a big kiss. Can you do that with me?
Sure can. All right.
So this is Gregory Correa from Harmonics once again, and I'd like to say good night. Thank you, Tony, for
All right.
coming.
Thanks
Dude,
for having me,
You're the
Greg.
man, dude.
Thanks for
Thank
having
you
me,
so much.
Harmonics.
And here's a big kiss from Tony Gutierrez and I.